Good day everyone, and welcome back to the Microsoft Word application course. In this video of the layout topic, we will be looking specifically to the topic changing page setup. Now that will look into three particular areas: changing the margins of your page, the orientation of your page, and the size of your page, or the paper type of your document. Now, to show you how this works, we will pull up our practice doc again, and in order to start practicing with all this, so what you do is you go to layout menu, and on the layout menu you go to the page setup group, and in that page setup group you notice that we have margins, and this, when you point to it you can see what that means. So you set the margins of your entire document. Margin simply means the distance of your text from the edge of your document, both top, bottom, left, and right. Orientation simply means whether you want to have a straight, standing, or tall document, or you want a landscape, like a horizontal wide document. So if you know what the A4 paper looks like, it can either be looking straight, or it can be looking wide. To practice with others, so let's start with margins. So if I want to change the margins of this page, I will go to margins and I will go to custom margins. This will bring a dialog box, and I will go to the top of the margins, and you can take a look at the preview here to see how this changes. So if I increase the size, I'm saying that from the top I want a lot more space between the top of the page and the beginning of my text on the page. So if I do that, see what's happening. This is going down and increasing. If I do that to the left, see, now it's also increasing. If I do that to the bottom, same is happening. And if I do that to the right, same is happening, which means I have less space to put my text, but it depends on what you want. And that is for the margins. Now for the orientation, here you can choose whether I want to have a straight paper like this, such that just like this document you see here, or I can flip it around and it's a landscape or it's wide. So let's leave it at portrait for now. Let's see what the effect on the margins are, and we can come back to this. And you can also apply it to this from this point forward, or only this section, or the entire document. So let's just do it for only this section, and we say OK. And you see there's a space between here and there, also at the top between the first page, and this does not affect the page numbers or the how do you say it, the headers and footers, so only the text within your document. So I will undo this by clicking undo. Just notice that this will move back a bit. See that? So that means we removed all the extra space we added. Now to do the orientation, I will stay in my document and I will go to orientation, and I can choose portrait, which is already in portrait because it's highlighted, and you can see landscape. Now watch what happens to the page. So it's straight. So if I would reduce, let me reduce this, so you see this is how it looks. It looks wide instead of straight and tall. So if I go back to orientation and I put portrait, you see now I can have two pages because I reduced the zoom, but then you see it's straight. It's like vertical looking. And if I go back and I do landscape, then it's wide. So it depends on what you want. And I will change this back to portrait, and for the size I can choose the type of paper I want, whether A4, executive, or letter. So depending if I want to print, or I normally print with A4, I just keep it at A4. And I can also change it to legal, but you have to be familiar with with the sizes of these papers. And Again, I can go to envelope, and there you can see different sizes of paper, but that's also when you want to print something and you know the exact size you want and you have that paper, and you can just choose that and Word will automatically adjust it. So, and I think I will go back to A4 and I will come back to my normal zoom, and that's practically is how you do the page setup for a page in terms of margins, orientation, and size. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video.